And now, broadcasting live from the Darkroom Studio at Creighton Community College, it's In the Know.
Hey everybody, good morning and welcome to In the Know. I'm Craig.
Good morning, I'm Megan.
Happy Thursday, happy July 27th. Thanks for joining us on the show we do here every week here in the Know studio on the New Bern campus, where we just get together and we talk about what's going on, talk about things of the day, get silly, crazy. Megan's already looking at me like, stop talking, move on to the next thing.
I'm so excited. So happy. So my friend Valanda Nelson, she watches every week and sometimes she comments. Today's her birthday, so happy birthday, Valanda.
Happy birthday, Valanda.
To you. Done.
Yeah, it's good that you sing it.
Yes.
We don't want me
well,
singing
you can
it.
sing it with me. You can wish her a happy birthday.
I did. Happy birthday, Valanda.
Very good. Okay, it's hot out there. I know it's summertime. I know it's July. It's supposed to be hot.
You said you're ponytailing
It's
today.
a ponytail day. Woo! I got the ponytail going.
Is that a verb? I need people who
I'm
are...
ponytailing.
If you're watching, please let me know if ponytailing is a verb.
Right? It is for me today.
Right.
Ponytailing.
So we're going to cover a lot of things today.
We are.
We need to make sure we cover a couple things at the top right
Yes.
now. Right. First of all, we got to thank our friends in the booth.
Yes.
Right.
Zanetta, she makes us sound and look good. Whoop, whoop. Good morning. And we also have Dante in there. Smile, Dante. You're on Candid Camera.
Yeah.
He doesn't get that reference.
No, that's okay. I barely do, right? It hasn't really been around for a while.
Well, they had a remake. Was it like back in the 90s or maybe early 2000s?
I don't know. Maybe I watched
They updated
it. I
it?
didn't know that I was being watched while I was watching it.
It could have
Very
been.
meta.
Meta.
Right. Yeah, and of course, we have a guest today. We're going to be talking about Walk with the Doc, and we've got Mike Dunlap here with us today. So welcome, Mike.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Yay. And you're a cardiopulmonary rehabilitation therapist.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
It is.
You have to be able to spell it to be it. So,
Ooh,
yeah.
spelling's not my strong point.
Yeah. It's the first question on the test.
Yeah.
To spell it. Yeah.
Yeah. Mike asked us, what do we do for a real job before we came on the air? And I said, I'm a workforce development coordinator on the Havelock campus. And he kind of looked at me funny. Well, that made me think of when I first got that job, because I do a lot of advising for students, right? Well, say they come in and they're like, hey, I'd like to sign up for phlebotomy. Didn't know how to spell it at first, Mike.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I tried to put it on our webpage. I go in the search engine. I'm like, oh, nope, that's not available. I got to spell it differently. Go to Google.
Yeah. Keep going. You'll figure it out.
Eventually. Now it just pops up automatically because I look it up so often.
Yeah. So I know there's a few things of the day that you're going to be talking about.
Yes,
right?
but you know what we're going to do first? Oh, no, you go first.
Well, no, I just wanted to say, so please don't leave us or forget that Mike is going to be here with us and talking about some very cool, interesting things going on in our community. And
we're going to get to it sooner than later.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Yes.
Okay. Fine.
You know what we're going to start with?
What's that?
Throwback. Do it for me.
Throwback Thursday.
Okay. What is your hair-raising cartoon character that says, "What's up, Doc?"
Well, that'd be Bugs Bunny.
It is Bugs Bunny. And I think we have a picture of Bugs Bunny throughout the years.
Okay.
So Bugs Bunny has a birthday. So look at 1939 until present. His ears got longer. He got taller. He got thinner. He must be walking with a doc.
Oh, I see. Okay. Nice tie-in.
You get that?
Okay.
So guess what? We are going to throw it right to Mike. Let's talk about Walk with a Doc, which we have mentioned several, I guess it was a couple of months ago. We mentioned it about an opportunity here in New Bern.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that, Mike. And hey, welcome, by the way.
Thank you for having me. No, Walk with the Doc, I think, is just an awesome concept. And I understand the history of it was a cardiologist, and I work with cardiologists pretty much every day, and I can almost appreciate their frustration when they meet patients that have a lot of health issues. And one of the best things they can do is start an exercise program. And people, say, yeah, I know I should. Okay, doc, I will. And then they come back 2-3 months later. How's that exercise going? Well, I tried. They didn't succeed. And so this cardiologist in 2005 said, look, meet me at the park on Saturday and I will walk with you and we'll kind of show you how to get this going and let's get that habit started. So he was inviting his patients to meet him there and they started showing up. Physicians have what I call the bully pulpit. Yeah. I grew up in a time when physicians, and I still really respect physicians, the training and the responsibility they undertake is commendable. And so when a physician says, I will take time out of my life to meet with you, I mean, I think that spoke volumes to his patience. And it grew and it grew. And the concept then is now over in 500 chapters around the world. And New Bern started one here a little over a year ago. Dr. Deborah Makowski is a pulmonologist and a hospitalist at our hospital. She was kind of the driving force behind it. And she brought a bunch of us together, formed a little committee. And we started Walk with the Doc here in New Bern. And so it's held once a month. It's the third Saturday typically out at Creekside Park. We meet at 9 a.m., so we kind of try to beat the heat. And in the cooler weather, it's not too bad by 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you bundle up and come on out. And a physician is always going to be there. And we usually bring in a physician to do a little 5 to 10 minute intro. And it's typically on their specialty. We've had ophthalmologists, we've had gastroenterologists, we've had cardiologists, obviously, podiatrists. I mean, there's just so many specialties. And the cool thing is they all tie it into exercise, how exercise really covers the gamut of health. And so after this short little, and they're really good about not keeping people there for too long. They're there to go for a walk.
Yeah.
And so it's just that 5 or 10 minute kind of whet their appetite. And then off we go. And we have a little quarter-mile loop you can do to start. Some people, that's as far as they want to walk. And it's a start. Typically, we do about 1.5 miles, but it's one of those out and back. You can turn around whenever you want. It looks, mostly people kind of group up. And you'll meet maybe you'll come with an acquaintance, or you'll make some friends while you're there, and you'll be walking at the same pace. And what's really cool is you just see the conversations that are occurring, and the physicians are walking with us, and so a lot of people kind of gather around them. I don't know
Do they mind if you're walking with them, if you have a question?
Oh, no,
do the
that's what I was
doctors
just gonna say.
mind of like, hey, my big toe hurts every time I walk like this?
They call it curbside advice, but
Okay.
no, it's a great opportunity. I don't know if you know how much it costs to see a physician sometimes, a specialist. Yeah. This is free, and this is a great opportunity. And the physicians that we've had have just been totally giving people, and they'll take whatever time you need to visit with you as you walk or after the walk ends. We usually do door prizes. We give away T-shirts, hats, water bottles, pedometers. Yeah, and so...
and that's this coming Saturday. This is the
actually,
third Thursday or third Saturday?
It was last.
It was last
about 2
Saturday.
Yeah, so,
okay, so
it'll
mark
be
your
August.
calendar.
Yeah,
for
it'll be
August.
And we have a website on Facebook. So Walk with the Doc New Bern.
Okay.
And so check it out. If you have any questions, you can always contact me. And we're over at the Carolina East Cardiopulmonary Rehab. And we're easy to get a hold of, and we can keep you in the know.
So very good tie-in the know. I like it. And the third Saturday in August will be August 19th.
That sounds about right.
Mark your calendar, August 19th, to meet out at Creekside at 9 a.m.
And I don't even know who the physician is. I know it's been published, and I'm sorry I don't know who it is. But they're always good. They're always good.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if we can get a link in the comments as well. Yeah. So anybody who's watching, they can come back and check
ready?
later.
So this ties in. This
Okay.
is, and I said I wanted to wait a little bit. We see my lovely friend out here, right?
Yes. Does it have a name?
No.
Okay.
No, but you know who gave it to me was Alice Jernigan. It was a birthday present,
nice.
and
Yeah.
I have since rooted it and replanted
Alice
and given them away. So today is actually Take Your Houseplant for a Walk Day.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So it says, so you're likely to come across people carrying potted plants in their arms or in a stroller. Is that really a thing? Except for me walking across the parking lot today.
You've
never heard
and
of
look,
this.
look
No,
at
you
her.
have to put it on a
Look
leash.
at her wonderful graphics. Isn't that awesome?
Oh, wow. Okay.
These are proud plant parents who just wanted to provide their houseplants with the best care. Take your houseplant for a walk day. It's a fantastic day for you and your houseplants to get some exercise.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just
No, do you have a leash? I want to see it get.
it can't walk on its own.
You don't know that.
Well, okay. This is the funniest part. Ready? It will allow you to bond with your plants and enable you to care for them to reach their maximum potential.
What does that look like? What does it look like when a person is walking their plant and bonding?
I had mine stuck in my Kate Spade bag coming across the parking lot. So anyway, but funny side, putting the funnies away, right? Okay, so indoor gardening, and we talked with Mike before we came on the air that very cute.
I'm bonding.
Oh, you're bonding. So that it's the whole person. Walking is for the whole body, right?
It
so if you have to walk with your houseplant to make you feel better, so be it. So
I think I saw a study once, and it said the people that talk to their house plants, their plants actually.
that's true. It's in my article.
It seemed to do better.
Is.
So.
It is.
Yeah.
So
It's not
indoor.
because of what you're saying, though. It's because of the carbon dioxide you're putting off.
Oh, come on. You have to take all the fun out of it,
Wah,
Craig.
wah. Yeah, exactly. So actually, indoor gardening dates back to ancient times, with the early Greeks and Romans pioneering the practice of growing indoor potted plants. Older civilizations like India, ancient Egypt, and China also made use of potted plants, but mostly in courtyards and outdoor spaces. So once it's in a courtyard, you don't want to walk with it, except my deer walk off with mine all the time. So anyway, so fun fact, can you reuse potting soil?
I have no idea. I kill every plant I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says don't throw away your old used potting soil. It's just as usable after it has lived. It's still fresh. It's just as fresh as the new bag.
Why are we selling new bags?
So you
Why
can
don't-
pot new stuff like I did.
I see.
Yeah. What is the average lifespan of a house plant? Not in Craig's house.
Not well. I don't know. 3 years.
2 to 5. Very good.
Okay. All
right
right.
in the
I'm
middle.
a genius.
Yes, a potted plant genius. Taking your house plants and moving them outside suddenly can cause them to fall into a state of shock. So be careful on that.
So be careful if you take them for a walk, right? You're taking them
Yes.
into an environment they're
Okay.
not used to. They're going to be scared.
I need you to bond with the plant again. So it says,
more plant
let your
bonding.
friends and neighbors know about this unique day so you can bring your houseplants together so they can happily mingle. So post your pic. You can pet it. Post your pictures and share on social media with hashtag Take Your Plants for a Walk Day.
All right. So if you're watching our show today, and I know you are, please put a comment in there of you with your favorite plant. I want to see it.
Exactly. Pet it, love it, put it in a stroller, take it on a walk.
Yeah.
But nothing else, Mike.
Aha.
Us good belly laughing and
Oh, it's
having
fantastic.
stuff. I mean, this is all good for our heart, for our lungs, right? I mean,
It is.
Mr. Cardiopulmonary over there.
I love it. And walking, people ask me, I've been doing this job for about 35 years, and people say, what's the best exercise? What's the best exercise? And, it's a kind of a glib answer. Whatever one you'll do is
Right.
the best exercise. But I said walking is probably number one. Now, some people do have orthopedic issues, hip replacements, knees. Actually, walking might be very good for their rehab and, conditioning for that. But there are limitations, and sometimes we have to look at some what we call non-weight bearing exercises. But when it really comes down to it, walking, how long have we been walking the earth? A long time. But our society, we've kind of become victims of our own success. I grew up on a dairy farm, and we had cattle. We'd turn them out in the pasture. They'd eat grass, make milk. And we'd have to go get them to bring them in. Some would come because they're very compliant. Some were not. They'd stand at the farthest end of the field and would laugh at us, I said. And my father, who was a hardworking World War II veteran, would jump in his pickup truck or a tractor, and we'd go out and he'd round them up, bring them home. What he should have done is walked that half mile across that pasture and brought them in. It might have taken a little more time, which was always, I suppose, one of the factors. But he would have had a mile walk every morning and a mile walk every afternoon. And unfortunately, we had motorized vehicles, and that
Right.
just seemed like, why walk when you can ride? And unfortunately, that's kind of our mindset nowadays. And he had his first heart event at age 46 and passed at age 58 from heart disease. And so that was really a hard lesson for us to have to learn. And we know so much more now. In fact, I think we have a graphic, and I hope we can get to it. Exercise is medicine. We
Here
have.
it is.
Oh, it's up there.
Yes.
And so I got into this business. I used to tell all our patients, we think. Did you hear what I just said?
We think.
We think if you do this, your blood pressure will get better. We think it'll help. We thought a lot, and it was all just what we call empirical. It was just observational research. It wasn't data-driven. Because human studies take a while. They use white mice and rats a lot for research. You know why? A white mouse lives to be about 2 years old. So you can do things
Like
to
a
a
houseplant.
mouse, and things happen quickly. Their metabolism
Right.
and our metabolism and their metabolism's not that far apart. Anyway, but humans take decades to do human studies. There's ethics involved in taking
right.
people apart. And so there's been some great research out of Framingham is a study that's been going on 50, 60 years, where they're looking at generations now. And the data's finally coming in the last 10, 15, 20 years. So everything I'm showing you on this graphic, if the arrow goes down, it reduces. If the arrow goes up, it improves. This has all been published. This isn't like, what we think anymore. This is what we've been able to show. And, you can go really fast through this because it's quite a list. If anybody's listening, put this on pause later, and you can take some time to look through the list. but the all-cause mortality, less likely to die. People look at that and go, what? And it's like, yeah, if you take a 70-year-old who exercises, and we're going to talk about how much exercise we're talking about here, compared to somebody who doesn't, who's 40% more likely to pass in the next year? The person who doesn't do anything.
A study just came out on the news recently, and they were talking if you were 50 and start exercising, that you will have an extra 20 years potentially of life. If you start at 60, it can go up to 18 years. If you start at 70, you're still getting extra 12.
Yeah,
So, I know that's a...
And the number that's fantastic, but it's also the quality of your life. I used to joke with my patients. I say, you have to have goals. I'm shooting for 100.
Yeah.
I'm shooting for 100. And people have said, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Because you might make it and not really even know you're 100 anymore. And so, it's that quality of your years as much as the longevity of your years. If we go through that list and farther down, it talks about blood pressure. And it talks about a significant reduction of blood pressure. If you go down a little farther on the other column, it talks about a reduction of type 2 diabetes, 58% reduction. I mean, these are just startling data. Now, I always tell patients we have medications that will do many of those things. It will help reduce blood clots. It talks about stroke up there. People who exercise have a 27% reduction of the incidence of stroke. If you ever saw anybody who's had post-stroke, it's just very sad. How they've lost function and some of their cognitive abilities and things like that. And so if I said to somebody, I can have a pill that can reduce your opportunity for type 2 diabetes by 58%, stroke by 27%, dementia by 40%, colon cancer by 60%, breast cancer by 50%. Would you take the pill? And of course, there's two questions. How much does it cost?
Yeah.
And what are the side effects? Well, I have the pill, and it's called exercise. And here's what's cost. It costs about 150 minutes a week out of your life. And what's the side effects? Some effort, maybe some, I call it pleasant fatigue. I created an oxymoron, words that don't go together, pleasantly fatigued. There's exhaustion, that's fatigue. But there's that fatigue when you finish something and you go,
Glad
that felt good. That felt good. How do you feel? A little tired. Yeah, satisfaction.
Yeah.
And so we have the pill. It takes 150 minutes a week to swallow. Now you say, well, 150, where am I going to find 150? Divide 7, it's 21 and a half minutes a day. 21 and a half minutes a day of going for a walk.
So, speaking of going for a walk, you ready for the next one? I know. Who would
I'm
have
ready.
thought?
You've got all these tie-ins
Walk
today.
with a Plants Day, but it's also ready. Take your pants for a walk day. So it's not getting on a treadmill. It's going out into the environment. Go for a quick little walk, gather with friends, go for a relaxing stroll. Don't forget, there are no adverse effects for walking, and you will definitely feel wonderful afterwards. Mike and I did not plan this. I promise you this. And one of the things that I read in here was that walking as little as 10 minutes a day can provide numerous health benefits. And they also had that 150 minutes a week in there. So,
well, it's the Center for Disease and Control. They've done the research. They've published all this. And I tell people, I'm an exercise nut. I ran high school cross country and track. I ran college. I ran actually semi-professional. I got sponsored by a shoe company, ran marathons. And so I'm one of those crazy people that are like, I'll do it no matter what. You don't need to go to that extreme to get the health benefits. And I think that's the message I really want to let people hear today is you don't have to run marathons. You don't have to join a gym. You don't have to get a personal trainer. You can do those things if those are goals you have. But I think you really want to go out and just get into nature outside, or inside. You just want to move.
with or without a plant.
With or without. Plants would create a lot more oxygen and make it much more enjoyable.
Pants on your plant
You can
if
put
you
pants
want.
But, that 10 minutes.
Just don't go walk without your pants.
10 minutes 3 times a day gives you 30 minutes. I tell people I love to exercise. I'm addicted to it. How many days a week do you think I exercise?
5.
I shoot for 7.
Yeah.
Oh,
How many do you think I hit?
5.
4 to 5.
Yeah.
Life is what it is.
Yeah.
If you have commitments, you have weather, you have things happen.
But it's really the hardest part of getting that time in, right? It's like I've got to find
the habit.
When in my schedule, in my habit, am I going to get
The
exercise
habit.
in? Yeah.
Now, if you shoot for 4 or 5 days a week, which many people do, they tend to hit, what do you think?
3.
2 or 3. Yeah. And if you shoot for 2 or 3 days a week, it tends to fall away because the habit isn't started. So it's really that commitment to give it, I remember hearing a speaker one time said, make a firm commitment to try to do this 5 days, 6 days a week maybe for 3 months. At the end of the 3 months, if you don't feel better, have more energy, lost weight, and all those health aren't better, I'll give you your money back. Well, it was kind of a joke,
Yeah.
but it's true. And I also like the statistic, I don't know if it showed up there, was it talked about depression. Depression is huge, stress. What we're talking about here is inflammation. Inflammation causes reaction in our bodies. It causes plaques to build up, hormonal dysfunction. And guess what really mediates that? Exercise. Exercise lowers inflammation.
The bad hormones.
The good hormones, the
Increases the good
oxytocin,
hormones.
the endorphins, the serotonin, and I'm forgetting the fourth one, but it'll come to me. And these are the ones you want to activate. And guess what really activates them?
Exercise.
Yeah.
Things you enjoy, listening to music, sitting out on your back porch.
Laughing.
Laughing is probably one of the best ones. And so, if nobody gets anything else out of this today, which I hope they get a lot, is, get outside in the fresh air or, in this time of the year, go to the mall. It's air conditioned. And, you're in a different environment, which is kind of stimulating to your brain, and start walking at a comfortable pace. The last thing I want to tell people is, how do you know if you're going too fast? It's simple. We call it the talk test. The talk test is if you start to get short of breath where talking becomes difficult, back down the pace, the speed a little bit. And a lot of men remember sports, and they would run you till you drop. And so do ladies, too. They didn't have the sports like they do now when I was younger. But, that pain, no gain, that is not what we're talking about here. That's competition, and that's behind me now. I'm just looking for longevity, quality of life, and those sort of things. And so if I go for a walk or a bike ride, and I ride with a group of men here in New Bern. We get together on Tuesday and Thursday nights at 5:45. We meet across from Mitchell Hardware down there in the empty parking lot, and we go for a bike ride. You know what they call two men on bikes? A race. And because you get five. We had 9 of us Tuesday night.
It gets competitive real fast.
It gets competitive really fast, and we enjoy that. But it's only once or twice a week. The rest of the time, I'm out bicycling with my wife at a leisurely, enjoying nature, the countryside. And so if you start getting, with the group thing, we'll be chatting, men talk to, and we'll be chatting, and we'll take off on our bike ride, and we cross the bridge, and we head over through the airport, and all at once we're heading down towards Taberna, it gets really quiet.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Everybody's now at that point, we're warmed up, and the pace is picked up to where it's not just for the health of it anymore.
Yeah, now you're working.
So if you're out for a walk.
How many miles is that there and back?
Oh, we go all the way down to Catfish Lake Road, 13
Okay.
miles, turn around, come back. So we do about a 26-mile ride every Tuesday and Thursday night. I know, it's a lot of fun.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. But that's the key, is to make it fun. When you finish, I like that pleasantly fatigued feeling, of satisfaction. And I've read somewhere that's really what makes people happy. Money, I heard a billionaire, and I can't remember his name. It wasn't Musk. But they asked him, what keeps you going? I mean, you've got more money than you could spend in a lifetime. So why do you keep doing what you're doing, inventing and creating and all this? He goes, it's the satisfaction I get from doing it. And so if you can find that thing in your life that gives you that satisfaction, and it's positive.
Very good. So you are, again, the cardiopulmonary
coordinator manager
at Carolina East.
Yes.
And Carolina East is, we have great partnerships with them here at the community college.
Yeah, I was just there on Monday doing some filming for the PTA program. I got to see the rehab center for the first time.
Physical
It was really
therapy
impressive.
assistance program. Yes. And we also have a nursing collaboration, and I think they're starting on some other things. I don't know if we can announce it yet. Can we?
I'm not sure yet. So
Okay, I won't say it then. Some stuff going on.
Yeah, because I know we're not promoting those
tuned.
classes yet. But yes, because obviously the Carolina East is a big part of our community, and we provide a lot of the employees that work over there. And it's not just the nurses and the physical therapists, but
I think New Bern is so blessed. I've worked in 4 medical facilities in my 35-year career, and this will be my last. And it's been 11 years. And I really feel this has been the best medical facility I've worked with, and I've worked with some big ones. And they really do take the time. They treat you like family. The employees and the patients. I remember Ray Leggett, who was our former CEO. He used to say, if that was your brother, your sister, your mom or dad in that bed, and you were taking care of them, what kind of service would you provide them? Well, the best. And he goes, well, that is somebody's mother, father, brother, sister, and they expect nothing. And I think that message really resonated with the employees.
Yeah.
And so I can't brag about them enough.
Yeah. A perfect example is we had a few people from our staff go over there to talk about this new initiative that Megan was teasing a little bit, and went over there for a tour to talk to people, and they were not certain if things had been staged. It had not been, but it seemed so positive and like working so well that it was almost too perfect.
What I love is I walk through the hallways a lot. I go over every day, and I'll be leaving here to go over, and I get consults. I go see patients who just had their cardiac procedure, and I go in. I feel like a used car salesman trying to talk them into exercise, and sometimes that's not a real teachable moment.
Right.
But I just
Here's your carrot.
Yeah, well, it could be a real motivation. And so I walk the halls a lot up there and seeing all the physicians and nurses, and it's a rare day when somebody passes you and doesn't say good morning. Or how's your day going? Or have a great day. And I don't know about you, but that just jacks up those oxytocins, that serotonin, those little joyous hormones we have, to where you actually kind of look forward to being there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Looking forward to going to work.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we always try to promote kindness and what
Well, it just makes the world a better place, obviously,
does.
if we're all
The
treating each
golden
other
rule.
with
I
respect.
mean, how do
and-
you
yeah.
not?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to be kind,
Yeah.
and silly, and fun, and
I'm more-
smile.
yes, I'm.
Smiling. You weren't here for this one, but smiling actually makes you more attractive. Did you know that?
And smiling, just the act of smiling, even if you don't feel like it, it creates the hormones activate. The physical act of I'll just plaster on a smile, do it.
Yeah.
It actually works. And just breathe. Take a few cleansing breaths, when things seem to just kind of be getting out of control, you're feeling that stress build up. Last thing is drink water. Everybody's
Me too, on
thinking,
days
what's
like
the
today.
Yeah. Drink. We have a natural overflow system that will help if you drink too much. And so, now if you have health conditions, sometimes people have to be heart failure and stuff. They have to be careful of that. But so many things I think to be successful aren't that hard.
Right.
As an athlete, we used to try to figure out what's the best training technique. And, they had a famous bicyclist named Eddie Merckx. He was a world champion and Olympic, just won everything. And he said, what's the key? What's your secret? And he said, ride lots.
Yeah.
Ride lots. He just said, I had to get out there every day and just do it. And it's maybe that's just life. You just kind of figure out, eat natural foods, try to stay away from processed, easy outs. Stopping at a gas station, getting a Twinkie. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty easy, and they taste great.
Yeah.
Do they really?
Well, yeah, we try to convince ourselves. But, an apple. I always tell people, after I eat a Twinkie, you know what I want? Another one.
Right.
Every time I eat an apple, I don't want another one. It sticks to your ribs. It fills you up, and it's full of fibers and vitamins and minerals, all the good stuff. No sodium, no unnatural sugars. And that's really the key for that inflammation. Stay away from sugar. Stay away from processed foods. I'm not saying don't eat it, but limit it. Limit it's the key. Limit in everything. And same thing with exercise. I ran marathons, and I had 2 stress fractures. I cracked the bones in my legs from running so much. That's obsessive compulsive disorder.
Right, yeah.
and so don't go to those extremes. I mean, you can for other reasons, for competition, what have you. But for health, no. You just do what our ancestors did. You walk and enjoy it while you're doing it.
Yeah, and I think enjoying it while you're doing it's the key, right?
Oh.
People have to find whether it's you enjoy being in nature or even if there's a podcast you're listening to.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's just getting your foot out the door.
Some people like
With your pants on.
Yeah.
And
your plan.
Step 1, put your pants on. Step 2, walk out the door. And you're likely to keep going, right? Very rarely will you take that first step out the door and then be like, nope, not today, and then turn around and go back in.
There was a famous physician, Dr. George Sheehan, and he said he was a runner, and he said, there's days I get up, I don't feel like running. But he says, I give myself a chance. I put my stuff on and I tell myself I'm going to go out for 5 minutes, and if I don't feel better, I'm walking back. He goes, I never walked back.
Right.
Once he got out there. Some people like the privacy of being out in nature by themselves, but we are kind of social animals. And, if you find that significant other or a neighbor, somebody you appreciate their company, that really makes the time joyous. I think iPods and earbuds and all that, I love music and very motivational. And, indoor exercise, we have a saying about the worst day outside is better than the best day inside.
Yeah.
Because being in an environment where the scenery doesn't change, you're staring at a wall or a timer, that doesn't really turn me on at all. But if I put my Kindle on my handlebars and I start watching your guys' podcast in that 30 minutes,
Thanks for the throw.
Yeah, there you go. Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, those kind of programs make 30 minutes
Yeah,
just
it really
fly
does.
by because I read somewhere
brain's
that
elsewhere.
exercise is a celebration of the body, but it's a playground for the mind. So I thought that was a great quote. So when you're out there doing something repetitive, walking, cycling, all at once your brain's like, hey, this is good. I can you get some great associations. Some of our greatest thinkers, Emerson, Thoreau, they were prolific walkers.
Right.
Mark Twain.
Yeah,
These
and
people,
like in high school, your cross-country runners typically have higher scores. Right?
high GPAs. I know the schools. I went to South Dakota State. I just gave it away. They get
I wouldn't have
awards.
guessed it, FYI.
They give awards every year for their student athletes because they are some really smart kids.
So, fun fact: at New Bern High School, the highest GPA for while my girls were on the team, the swim team, they had the highest GPA. The guys and the girls swim team.
The swim team, great.
I think there's something about sports, and I think music, arts.
Yeah.
I think those kids do really, really well because they have a goal. They focus really well, concentrate, and that's the key to life is just get out there and get after it.
Absolutely. Mike, we're going to talk about some other activities going on in the
Okay.
community,
I'll
and
hang
I'm
out.
so excited. Yeah, hang out. So excited. Again, don't put it on your calendar. Third Thursday of every month. So the next one is August 19th. Saturday, no, I said third Thursday. Third Saturday of every month. Meet at Creekside Park, 9 a.m.
Yep.
Walk with a dog.
You get the social part of it. You get the nature part of it, right? Because you're
You
walking
might
around
get a
outside.
door
of Craig's-
prize,
yeah.
a hat, a
Yeah.
water bottle.
You know, and let's just bottom line, we're paying taxes for that beautiful park. Go and use it.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's gorgeous.
it is nice out
And
there.
then you can leave there and you can go down the street and you can go walk a dog over at the Humane Society because they also have walk a future pet.
That's right.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're called.
Does your walk go through like the disc golf path?
It does.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
We
that's
try not
beautiful
to
back there.
interrupt the disc
Sure.
golfers.
yeah. But they're probably not out there at 9 o'clock.
No, we have never had a problem.
Yeah, they're more
No
11.
conflicts.
They're more 11 a.m. to sunset group. But anyway, okay, great.
Super. Well, again, stay with us. We're going to keep talking. You
Yeah,
ready
we got
to
to
do
talk about
some events.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Oh, look, she put up my thing.
Oh,
BioWorks
yeah, talk about it.
certification.
What you got?
So BioWorks is this is going to be an entry level pharmaceutical clean manufacturing technician. So it's an entry level program. So once they have completed the 136 hours, there is an exam, a state certification that they will receive. And the next class starts August 21st. It's Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, 5:30 to 9. Melissa Wooten, who is a local girl, she's going to be teaching it down at the Havelock campus. And I found out Monday that we have funding to help support those that qualify to cover the cost of the tuition, which is $280, and that includes the book. So if you are interested in looking at a new career, the only requirement right now is to have a high school diploma or a equivalent to come into the class. So we are really looking forward to it. This is a very rapidly growing industry.
Sure.
And even in our area, I mean, we've got is it Allward? Is that the name of the company that makes the little pharmaceutical blister packs over by Moen?
Sure. Yeah.
There in town. That's the kind of environment. So if you're thinking the production of food, medicine, vaccines, cosmetics, there's a nail polish. I don't know. Did you know that there's a nail polish manufacturing company just on the other side of Goldsboro?
No, I did not.
Yeah, OPI. So the people that make OPI, yeah, Zanetta's like, what?
Okay.
Yeah, the people that make that nail polish is right here in our neck of the woods.
And they use biowork technicians
And
there
they
as well?
need
Okay.
people that are process technicians for
Okay.
clean manufacturing. So you can see they have to wear certain PPEs, be able to understand weights. And I'm not a scientist, as you guys know,
Yeah.
so I'm versed on it, but not on the scientist part.
No.
That's why I hired Melissa.
Yeah, that's right. We have
She's-
instructors who have all that
yes,
covered. Yeah.
she's got all that
So
covered.
that's great. And I saw that
And it's a state program, so the curriculum is built by the state, so the standards are consistent.
And I saw when it's being offered, so people who already have daytime jobs and are looking for a little
Correct.
bit of a change, this is an option for them, right? It was
Yes.
5:30 to 9, Monday,
Tuesday, Wednesday,
Tuesday, Wednesday.
on
All
the
right,
Havelock
great.
campus, and there'll be lab time, hands-on time, and then classroom time.
Okay.
And then but keep on the lookout because I'm going to be adding this to daytime schedule for those that want to get through it faster and get that job.
Okay. Very good.
Be looking for those.
And we'll put a link in the comments too for anybody who
Perfect.
wants to get more
And call me
information on it.
anytime.
All right. Very
Yes.
good. All right. I think it's time for community events. Look at that.
Woohoo!
All right.
You want to start?
Sure thing.
Okay.
Okay, we've got Flight the Musical, July 28th and 29th. That's tomorrow and Saturday at 7:30 p.m. And then Sunday, July 30th at 2 p.m. here on our New Bern campus in Oringer Hall. The North Carolina History Theater's Flight is more than a musical play. It's a biography, a social history, a bright show of comedy and drama, and a turn-of-the-century musical review that follows the inspiration for the Wright brothers and how they took flight.
Woohoo! Movie in the Park, July 28th, 8 p.m. Union Point Park. A Brooklyn plumber named Mario travels through the Mushroom Kingdom with a princess named Peach and the what do you call that?
Anthropomorphic.
Mushroom named Toad to find Mario's brother Luigi and to save the world with the ruthless fire-breathing Koopa named Bowser. I don't know any of that
That's
stuff.
okay. I know all this. I
You
grew
do?
up on this. Oh, yeah.
Okay, bring your chairs and blankets for a free showing of Super Mario Brothers movie at the park. Concessions will be available on site. The movie will start at dusk, and it's approximately 8:15. Union Point Park, July 28, 8 p.m. Walk to the park.
Yes. Walk to the park. Get your exercise. Walk around during the movie. It's outside. Like, why not?
Yeah,
Right?
screen's big enough.
It is.
Stroll to the water, feed the ducks.
Family Fun Vendor Festival, July 29th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Old Harris Teeter parking lot. We got to come up with another name for that lot, right?
I like the old Harris Teeter parking lot.
Yeah, we know what that is. But what's going in there?
What's going to go in the old Harris Teeter?
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so I'm getting sidetracked. Bring the family out for a day of fun for all ages for a parking lot party at the Old Harris Teeter parking lot, 2025 South Glen Burnie Road. There will be live music by Big Jim Kohler, food trucks, local vendors, face painting, and carnival rides, a beer garden, and more.
Who knew there'd be a beer garden at the old Harris Teeter?
I actually saw the sign for it a couple days ago. They have it written in chalk on the brick out there. So
That's kind of
I was
cool.
like, yeah, I was surprised to see that.
Yeah, we'll go out and support some locals. Local vendors will be out there and food trucks and Big Jim.
Yeah.
All right. North Carolina Film Festival, July 29th, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at the New Bern Civic Theater. Presented as part of the Encore National Series, the New Bern Civic Theater, the official North Carolina Film Festival returns to New Bern at the New Bern Civic Theater on Saturday, July 29th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Featuring work from local and international filmmakers, this event showcases a variety of movie categories with over 20 films, award ceremony, and filmmakers meet and greet, including this event is an annual hit for your movie lovers. Guess where the first annual one was? In Oranger Hall. Guess
Was it?
Guess who organized it?
Was it you?
Me. Yes.
Tickets for this event are
sorry.
general
Yeah.
admission, all-day passes, and can be purchased at newberncivictheater.org.
Woohoo! It is really a lot of fun. So you get to go and see kind of like indie films and people that have taken an iPad or their phones and created some just ingenious kind of stuff, and then you got people that have bigger production ideas and stuff. So anyway, it's really fun. Great
Yep.
opportunity.
And I know some of the filmmakers will be there too,
Yes.
so they have, like you said, meet and greets in there too. So.
And they're very generous about sharing how they got into the business, how they got to the next step, how do they edit. They're very, very generous about trying to share that, especially for somebody who's excited about doing it but doesn't really know where to start. So people have great ideas, but sometimes, they need to get that little spark going. So, all right, guess what?
What?
We're going to be here next Thursday.
We are.
Yes, we'll be back in the know with NC State, August 3rd. Next week, NC State's going to join us, Michelle Pittman and Bill Fortney. They're going to be joining us to highlight how Havelock students can get their North Carolina State University engineering degree without leaving the area. Woohoo!
Did you know that, Mike? Did you know
No.
that was a possibility? Yeah, a lot of people don't. We continue to try and share that story. It's another one of those issues where the college does so many things. It's hard for everybody to keep up with everything that we do. Just like I'm sure at the hospital and all the different specialties.
It's impossible to keep up at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. All right.
But yeah, so a lot of people don't know that. So we'll have them on so they can talk about how that partnership that we have
cool.
with NC State and students can be on the Havelock campus the whole time using technology. And we have instructors who literally work for NC State on our Havelock campus. And so students can do all 4 years
amazing.
and graduate with a bachelor's in mechanical science.
And they also stream in NC State instructors from the Raleigh campus, so they can be watching live time on the Havelock campus.
There's a whole engineering
Yep.
lab over there and state-of-the-art technology.
amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very cool. So we'll have Michelle and Dr. Fortney on next
Yeah.
week.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
I don't think so. I think we got to let people get on with their day. I know Mike's a busy guy. We got to let him do his. He's got somewhere to walk to.
There you
Right?
go. Thank you so much
It's
for
gonna go
having
round
me.
up. Absolutely. No, thanks for coming out. It was a treat, and I love your passion. And so remember, 10 minutes a day minimum, 150 a week.
You know,
21 a day.
if people, 1 minute is better than zero.
That's
right,
So
yeah.
just get off the couch, walk around the house, get outside.
Very good. I'm excited. So guess what?
What?
Well, today is our Friday, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And we only have a few more of those. Mm-hmm. And then we'll be back to fall hours.
On normal fall hours, yeah.
We're still applying for fall
Yes,
semester.
yeah. If you want to start in fall, we had our open house last week for a lot of people who were just looking for different options.
And there's student orientations going on and
yeah.
tours and.
Yeah, the easiest way is to come on down. You go into First Stop and just say, hey, I'm not sure what I want to do. Let me know what the options are. We can help you out with financial aid and
Very
advising and all the things that are starting up in just a couple of weeks.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Do we have anybody that chimed in that we need to respond to, or all good?
No comments, but I did see that Wendy White was watching earlier.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy. We miss you.
We miss you.
Hope all is well.
Hopefully she's having a good summer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and sign off.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, guys, take care. It's hot out there. Drink plenty of water. Walk in the shade. But either way, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. Go pet your plants. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody.